Welcome back, my loves. Ladies and gentlemen, my first guest tonight is a former White House press secretary and the host of The Briefing with Jen Psaki on MS Now. Please welcome back to The Late Show, Jen Psaki. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Now, the last time we spoke, you worked for MSNBC. You presently work for MS Now.
I do.
How often, and be honest, do you make the mistake and call it MSNBC?
Every once in a while.
Okay.
It's okay.
'Cause I might during this interview.
It's totally fine. You're not
Okay.
getting any demerits. It's okay.
Now, you were at the White House press podium for how long were you there?
A year and a half, but I was at the State Department for 2.5 years. And
At that podium?
At that podium.
Okay.
I've done a lot of podiuming.
Now, for the people who may have forgotten, the Pentagon put out a directive this year
Yes.
saying you got to sign an oath, essentially, of loyalty to Pete Hegseth, and you can't report anything that we don't approve of the Pentagon, or else we're pulling your passage and you can't come back into the Pentagon. So now they just got...
Exactly.
It's like Matt Gaetz and Laura Loomer in there now, right?
Not just like, they are literally in there. And James O'Keefe, who is, you may remember from publishing Ashley Biden's diary. He's also in the press corps
So those
now.
are the clowns that got in there
Yes.
now. But still, wouldn't you, I mean, they're just softball questions. Wouldn't that have been lovely for you as the person at the podium? What is the value, ultimately, of the press knowing anything?
Go. What a good question, Stephen.
Yes.
I mean, look, I stood behind podiums for years. I probably did thousands of hours behind podiums.
Taking real questions.
Taking real questions. Some questions I answered better than other questions. But I did that because I'm a firm believer, as I think so many Americans are, that the freedom of press and the fact that the U.S. government has people who stand up there and answer real questions every day, including when they're tough questions, when the administration needs to be held to account, Democrats and Republicans. That's a part of our democracy. It's a part of what we talk about in other parts of the world. And that's why I did it. Even on days where I would walk out there and, curse under my breath and know I was about to get a verbal beating from the press corps. It still is such an important part of what you do.
The New York Times is suing the Pentagon over First Amendment rights. Do you think that they got any legs?
Maybe. I think what's so interesting
Let's
about
move on.
Well, I think they do.
I don't know.
No. Well, I can't speak to what the courts are going to do, but what I mean is this. What is so interesting right now in Washington is what is happening with the Pentagon press corps. It actually surprised me what they did. And you referenced, of course, the fact that they were all asked to sign this pledge, that they would basically not report any information the Pentagon didn't authorize, which is not how reporting works in any way, shape, or form. And you know what? Give credit where credit is due. Fox News refused to sign that. I think Newsmax refused to sign it.
Yep.
All of the major outlets, for the most part, with some exceptions, refused to sign that. And this lawsuit is all about how they are not being able to report on what is happening in the department that oversees war and peace in our country.
This would be a good week to be able to ask questions, too.
Well, I think you've talked about this, but I could not get over... They had the press corps, I'm going to put them in quotes because it includes Laura Loomer and James O'Keefe and this crew. It's not a real press corps. So this week has been quite a week, as you outlined in your monologue, of things anyone here, anyone watching, might have questions for Pete Hegseth.
Yeah.
They had a press briefing with him where they could ask anything they wanted, and they made no news. No news at all, which is pretty remarkable. But I will say, what is encouraging to me at least, is that all of these outlets that did not sign the pledge, that no longer have desks in the Pentagon, they have been making tons of news. They have been reporting.
Yeah,
the Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post.
You need a telephone.
You need a telephone. And you need to be fearless, and you need to hold the administration to account, any administration, that is.
Now, let's talk about Congress. I want to get back to the Pentagon in a second, but I want to talk about Congress for a second. Mike Johnson is...
Little Mike Johnson.
Little Mike Johnson. Somebody's little boy. Be careful. Now, he's in hot water. The GOP narrowly won a special election in Tennessee. I mean, by 9 points, but Trump won the district by 22
22
points.
last year, a year ago.
So that's a big swing. his lack of leadership is being criticized by other members of the GOP, some quite publicly. What's going on in the House?
Well,
is it really his fault? Isn't it Trump's fault? He's not running anything. Trump's running everything.
Well, first of all, Mike Johnson is the Speaker of the House and second in line to the presidency. He's the most powerful person in one of the branches of government. And he absolutely should be running things, which he has declined to do because he's waiting for phone calls from Donald Trump, I believe. But what has been interesting is there has been a lot of dissatisfaction with him from many members. Elise Stefanik, I don't know what's... She's very mad. I can just say that. You can see it in the public reporting at Mike Johnson.
Very running for governor.
She's very running for governor.
Yes.
Nancy Mace.
She's very crazy.
Also true.
Very crazy.
But that aside, they're part of his caucus. Democrats only need a net gain of 3 seats in order to be in control of the House of Representatives. It's a very slim margin. Yeah. And already there are members speaking up publicly and speaking privately and saying, I don't like how Mike Johnson treats me. I don't like how Donald Trump treats me. I may resign before even next November.
People are. It's not just MTG. Other people are resigning as well, aren't they?
Yes, and are threatening to resign. That Nancy Mace, she may be crazy, but if she leaves Congress, that's 1 seat that Mike Johnson doesn't have.
We have to take a quick break. We're right back with more Jen Psaki, everybody. Stick around.